So we've just had an absolute nightmare really doing this this snap-on truck for Pete. Pete Jepson. As you can see with all the tools out. What mare we've had, and the problem was we're changing this cross member. Cal's just finishing off cable tying everything up underneath there, as you can see. In this cross member you got these little rivets holding the cross member in. So they were super tight within the chassis and the cross member. We had urge gun on them, we couldn't push them out. We had everything on it, Carl, didn't we? We can't understand now why that was locked in so much into the chassis. But the bolts that we've used, I mean, it's about 10.5, maybe 11 mil that. So, but we've only used 10 milli bolts, 12.9s, and I don't know. They should be all right, but you can't really get any stronger than a 12.9, can you? But that's been riveted in from factory, so, and it is the actual to the spring hanger. Can you see? So anyway, Pete's on his way down. One of them jobs that you have a bit of a nightmare now and again. Pick back end up with a forklift. Good job we got with a 5-tonner. No problem, gives that little bit more room. Under the main beam there that goes to the chassis. And just put some little I-beams under the wheels. Make sure you chock the front wheels. So we're pushing to get this job done today really, and it took a lot longer than we thought. But I don't want to be responsible for a snap-on van overnight, I'll be honest with you, so that's why we pushed on and got it done. And here's where they're up to with the ramp. The boys are getting good with these now. They always have a sweep up before they go. Every day. The last thing at the end of the day, 10 minutes before you finish, always tidy your workspace. Every day.
I've just arrived at Moorfield plant this morning for Archie. He's got a few buckets for me to do today. This 30 or 35 ton dig. It's actually cracked the blade. So he doesn't want to replace it, he wants to cut through it, prep it, and then weld it up. Be good as new when we finish with that one, and then we'll just nip inside and have a look at the other few buckets that we've got to do today. These are the other buckets that Archie wants doing. This 20-ton dig wants a new floor in it, so I just rang Baz with some oversized plate size for that. I'll probably put a worship on it as well, I'd imagine. Never seen them done like that before. Plus to the bottom. There's an edge on the back. And then just this 20-ton riddle bucket that's actually snapped the adapter off by the looks of it. Probably not the best welding, to be honest. Oh yeah, the rest of it's there, look. So I'll start with this. I think Baz is going to nip up today if he gets a chance. And so is the director, so we'll catch you in a little bit. I'm going to put the time lapse on, so we'll see how we get on.
just arrived on site. Moorefield Plant Services for our pal Archie. Thought I'd give our Callum a lift, as I've got a few hours spare today. So what have you done so far, Cal, today?
Cut the bottom out with that 20-ton ditch.
Cut the bottom out?
Yeah, cleaned it up for you. Give you an easy job.
I know, I was going to do this myself, the full job, and you've cut bottom out for me already.
Yeah, I've done that bit for you. Done that for you, so that's one less thing for you, I suppose.
Wonder why there's no centre in that, centre stiffener. Probably because it's a small ditching bucket, really, isn't it? It's quite a small ditching bucket, that. What's this? 30-ton dig?
Yeah.
Ooh, that needs a new edge, really, that.
It's had an hard life, this one, I'd say. Looking at where it all itches, it's been welded up quite a few times by the looks of it. There's cracks here, there and everywhere up there. So we'll sort of it.
Right, well, I brought the Archer gouger ears if we need to grind some, gouge some. Now then, that there, it's hard to tell you guys on camera, but that, so it's cracked that way, that. So they don't want to replace the edge just yet, they want to get some more life out of it. So really, if we put a prep on it that way, with gas going that way, so you've got a big prep, and just weld that back up, put plenty of preheat into it. Plenty of preheat before you put any weld into that. Try and pull it back together so it's all nice and plumb. And weld it up and see how many more hours they get out of it, rather than just changing the edge and adapters now, because the adapters look alright. The adapters look alright. And we're welding these little plates on. I don't like doing this, to be honest, and I've done it a few times now. But when we weld these on, it's not really advisable, because this could happen. Depending on how that's welded beforehand, if they put preheat into that plate, this is what happens. But you can get a lot more hours out of the bucket by doing that. There's another riddle bucket here that needs an adapter on it. So we've got a couple of adapters, 20 ton and 20 ton. Oh, we got, that's a 30 ton of that. It's on, what is it, a 30 mil lip on that, Cal? Yeah, we'll have an adapter for that. So we've got both hands with us. Cracks. Could do me a good wash off, Cal, before it come in.
Yeah. I think they said they have.
That's probably Crowy. Little Crowy. So we've got both hands. I'll get my overalls on and I'll give Callum a lift today. Now then, I have been pricing, in fact, Cal, just so you know, yeah, we will be going to Northern Ireland. Will your Bex be alright with that? That's the issue with lads going working away, it's the missus, isn't it? It's the missus. Well, she'll be alright when you go to Ireland?
Yeah, she will do. She'll be right. Yeah.
So we've got a job to do in Northern Ireland. There's about 3 weeks work, and we're going to do a week. Might take 2 vans, but the guy has got a workshop full of gear. I'll not mention who it is just yet, but I will mention soon who we're going to do the work for. As I've said previously, I'm not going to talk into depth too much about the customers, because people are trying to jump on our work from our socials. So if you lose one job from somebody putting it on our social, that's one job too many, in my opinion. So I'll keep jobs off social till I get the actual job. Right, I'll get my overalls on and we'll crack on. So I'll just cut the bucket floor with the little sabre. Brilliant little plasma for the van, these, I'm telling you now. Little Sabre 100 from Phil Weeks Welding. Got 4T on it, so you just pull the trigger and away you go. Built-in compressor. Never had any problems with that since we've got it. Floor tacked in. We've got a big bore in this edge. You see how it's dipping down like that. Usually they have like a centre stiffener in. But what we're going to do, I'm going to put power pack on from there up to the edge, push it out. So at the moment it's dipping down about 30mm in the centre. What we'll do, we'll push it out 20mm, and we'll put a bit of heat here, and then we'll weld it all up, and then we'll take the power pack out. I might just weld a brace in it or something, so I'm not welding around the power pack, and see what it comes out at the end. I should get it back fairly straight. Cal's got the prep on, so he's just going to make a little dog now. A dog, this is what we call a dog, and a wedge. Just knock that through and then pull this back. Probably might need to be a bit bigger, that, Cal, but you can try it. You know what I mean? You probably want to be a bit bigger and a bit thicker. See how it's a little bit small, that there? That's just what Cal had in the van. I'll make a bigger one out of 15mm plate. They'll overlap that prep. And then the weld, we'll just let the weld sink right through. See how we've got a gap? We'll let the weld sink right through. Basically, you like get dripping on the other side of the welding. Don't matter what it looks like from the back, because we're going to be grinding it back and putting a weld on the opposite side to get a full pen. Butt weld. You alright with that? I'll crack on with welding this. I'll get power pack out first.
So I've got the right good route in there now for a nice prep, so I'll put a nice route in. Give it a bit of preheat first. Got some little runs in there just to keep it where it needs to be. Bounces on with that 20-ton ditching bucket. I've probably got at least 20 runs to put in there, so we better put a time lapse on.
Okay, now we've got the bottom in and the wear bar on. We can flip it over and weld the inside. Yeah.
One more run, I think, and that'll do it.
That's our little sister shindower there, and we've got another little sister shindower over there, and I call them a little sister because they've got a big brother coming soon, but we'll talk more about that when it turns up. Anyway, that's the ditching bucket finished. We've got this to flip over now, and then that's that Cabell core, flux core wire that Cal's used there, and we're going to start running that on the Warriors. We're trying it, we're seeing how fast we can put it down, and it's pretty much same as putting normal big wire down solid. So we're going to flip this over, finish the welding on the opposite side of that to make it a full pen. But before we flip that, we'll just whip that adapter off that. So I do have some adapters in the van that'll fit that, and the other side's already. Did you do that this morning, Cal?
Yeah, it already snapped off that, so I just rounded it up ready. Yeah,
whip that back side of that adapter off then, and we'll get that tacked on, and I'll get that bucket flipped. Alright. So, well, that's still a bit warm, that. I'm going to leave that to cool down before we take that brace out and see if that comes back straight. Because it was bored like that when Cal started it. Now she's cool. Get that out for being straight out. Perfect. Now then, that's a fisheye lens, but that is actually perfectly straight. So if they bore one way, always push it the other way, an extra 20mm for it to come out straight once it's cool. Now it's nice and cool. Alright, so I've just wrapped the van up now. I'm going to get back to the workshop. I'll leave Callum to finish off. I basically just helped him out today to try and break the back of this job. We've got that much work coming through. Whilst I've been here, we've received 2 orders for 2 sets of track guards. So, time to get some more men. So that's the vert that Cal's put in there. You'll have to grind that back a little bit there as it's under, and then put another one over the top of that. There's also plenty of cracks within the hitch itself that he's going to go through, but he's going to finish that adapter off there first. Anyway, director, I'll leave you here with Cal.
That's the adapter welded on. I've got a tooth, I've got a pin and a lock to do, and then that's it, job done. So I'm going to get back to the yard, get some more stuff in the van that I need for tomorrow, and we'll get back to you tomorrow.
Alright, so I've just got back in the office and I'll leave Callum finishing up at Murrayfield plant there, and Then he's going to go over to HML and do a couple of jobs for Wayne on a hook loader and a couple of other bits and bats. And then we've got to go to Howard Stotts and fit some more track guards to an SK130. We've also got to fit some track guards to a new machine that he's just got, a new big Volvo that's over at SMT at the moment. Then it's going to go over to Worsley plant. We'll go and fit some track guards on that. We'll have to go measure them up beforehand. And that machine is the one that is going to have the 2 buckets built for it. So 2 different size buckets being built for that Volvo. And I'm just now looking at booking a ferry for the 14th of April to go over to Ireland. As I mentioned earlier, we got some work in Ireland. Got a full week's work to go and do for starters. Probably just me and Cal, or we might all go. I might take a 4-man crew, not sure yet. But it's 4, I can tell you it's 4 now because they've paid the deposit. Fox contracts. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm just going to book a ferry now, just whether to go from Stranraer or Birkenhead. So we can either get an overnight ferry from like 10 till 6 a.m. in the morning, or we can drive up to Stranraer and get the Sea Cat. It's only a 2-hour crossing on that then. I prefer to go on the Sea Cat. I remember when I went to Isle of Man, I didn't like that crossing on ferry, I'll be honest with you. So I'll get the shortest, I'll drive the longest and boat the shortest. So we're going to go there on the 14th of next month, which is April 2025. I'm also pricing some buckets for a company over in the Grenadines. Now, Grenadines, that's Caribbean, isn't it? St Vincent, the Grenadines. They want 2 rock buckets, 60 inch to go on a DX 420 LC-5, and a 42 inch to go on a DX 380 LC-5. So this now is too much work for me. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to pass that over to JJ Bullen's, Rob Bullen. I'm going to send him the email over, let him price this, and basically just forward the email on from Rob to these guys, and then let them deal with each other rather than me being the middleman. Yeah, so hopefully Rob will get an order out of it. And Rob is also going to help me with the bucket builds for Howard Stott. So we're going to come up with a bit of a design together. We're going to use the tubular design at the top of the bucket. We're going to put the big Lenoff hitch on. We don't know what position that's going to be just yet. And we've got to work the bucket mass out of what we're going to put on the Volvo. So we've got so much work on, so much work. Which is a good thing to have, really, isn't it? It's a really good thing to have, and really appreciate all the work that's coming at us, and the pricing and the work that... I've also got the order off, I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, off J.A. Jackson's. So we're going to do a big tower for the rotor sieve up at J.A. Jackson's for Dave Scott. So we will go back up there with the cameras within the probably next chapter now, to get all the final levels. But now we've agreed price and we can move forward. Like I say, a big thanks to Dave Scott, who is he runs J.A. Jackson's now. And if it wasn't for Dave, I'll be honest with you, I probably wouldn't be doing that job. Now then, for the viewers that don't know, Dave Scott runs the site. He is the best machine operator that I've ever seen on a 360. He's a really nice guy, and he's probably the best boss you could have if you worked on that quarry recycling plant. I couldn't think of a better man to run a recycling plant than him. Yeah, so he's a very, very valuable asset to the Fox Group. So if you're watching, Dave, a big thanks to you for sending the PO through. We won't let you down, pal. We will be there before time. Drawings are well under production now with Adam from Clark Cad. He's doing the drawings for the sieve tower. And then what we'll do, we'll put the tower up on site, and then there's 2 interconnecting stairways. So once we've got the tower up, it's all galvanised, we'll get it up, then we'll go measure from the new tower to existing, then we'll make them 2 staircases and send them out on 24-hour galvanising, then back to site with them, whilst we've got all the gear on site, cherry pickers and stuff. So yeah, that's where we're at the moment. Again, a lot more pricing being done. So WELDERFABBER, DTM Fabrications and Martin Brother Holdings now. We have opened Martin Brother Holdings Limited company. Now then, for you guys that don't know, and they might think, well, why has he opened a holdings company? Well, you need a holdings company, really, it's to protect your assets. Yeah, so if anybody was to go bust on us over time, which won't happen with me because I won't let them terms happen, yeah, if he was to go bust on us, nobody can come and take our assets because they're owned by a holdings company. Same with DTM Fabrications, if somebody were to go bang on them, yeah, but it also works the other way around. If we was to make a mistake and somebody was to come at us, sue us for something that we've done wrong, touch wood, that will never happen. But if that was to happen at some point in the future, with the holdings company, all the assets are protected. All right, so I'll take you downstairs and show you the job for Stellar Scaffolding.
So we're on the last turn here now for the bucket. Just go through all of that weld off that you'll just see in the time lapse. See that he's cracked all the way along. So I put a few nice big runs in there on the back of the hitch. And I think we're going to hitch and alter a few quick jobs there after we've finished here. We put arches, so we'll stick the time lapse on.
So this is the last piece of walkway for the Glebe Quarry ramp, and they're the stairs for it, and that is the last ramp section that all these plates are sat on here, that Darren and Frank are just putting together for me now for Stellar. So that is the towers that Joe's actually putting up down in London, that shape. And these plates are the corners, them green bits there. And all they need is tubes welded on them in the positions marked, that Daz has just marked up now. Welded there, welded there, welded there, and another 2 over there. So there's 12 plates all together. And once the boys have got these done, Joe will come and collect them on his pickup and take them back down to London. So them plates have actually been cut by Clear Cut. I will put a link in the description. They've been laser cut as we've been way too busy to cut them on our plasma. So what I did, I just farmed this job out basically and got them laser cut in. Save us messing about, and it speeds it up for these guys now just to weld these tubes on and get the job ready. All right, Frankie boy. And our Daz over there. You don't really see much of these 2 guys on camera, but they are working flat out full time in the background. You do see a lot of Callum, but you don't see a lot of these guys. But these guys are working just as hard, believe me. All right, so they'll box this job off we'll get them palleted up, ready for Joe coming to collect. Alright guys, quick word from our sponsor, Holy. 3 new flavours. Have you got yours yet? Not only can you get your WELDERFABBER shaker with your starter pack, there's this new 1 litre insulated shaker. Put a little bit of ice in it, keep it cool all day long. Right guys, if you've never tried this Holy before, I'm telling you now, it's absolute game changer. Like I said, I've been on it for 12 months now. Iced tea, energy, hydration, through the day with your WELDERFABBER shaker. £5 off with WELDERFABBER 5 promo code, 10% off with WELDERFABBER on all future orders. Click that link in the description and change your life today.
Right, so we're back at our mate Howard's stocks, and I mean, look at his yard. There's nothing in it. I've never seen it like this before. Today we've got a few quick jobs to do, well, quickish jobs. We've got a set of track guards to do on this. This is one of his oldest machines. Well, I think his oldest Cabelco, should we say. It's about 10-month-old. I mean, look at it, it's immaculate still. We've also got a little quick job to do on this 60-yard roll-on roll-off skip. They've actually snapped this bottom hinge off. Rotten through, and we'll see if we've got any material in it, van. Put a patch over it and weld that back on. It's not the best to weld up the rust. So I'm going to get everything set up now, and we'll run through this job quite quickly. this is this end done now. We've just cut the ends off. Vertical runs up on the inside. Bolted it up. I was going to actually paint all the underside of the track frame while the sun's shining, I think he said. It's going out on a job pretty much straight away, so he wants it painted and right, good to go. I've tacked the blocks on the other side. We've just drilled the holes, match the blocks. So all I'm going to do is just weld with blocks. I might have to just jack that side of the track up to get around the back. Done that a few times, so but yeah, we'll get these welded up, get them bolted on. Howard's driver has just dropped another skip off. We had the same issue that he's got on that door. The locking mechanism's a little bit worn in on there, so he wants it just building up so it's nice and straight, so you can get a bit more tension on the door. As you see, there's a bit of a gap there. But the driver likes it right, so we'll do it. Let's crack on. Right, so these two are done. We've sorted that lock out on that one, sorted the hinge out, sorted the lock on that. The lads have just finished painting this up now. As you can see, they've actually painted all the underside of the track. I've even had Director on torch today, as you might have seen in some of them clips. He's not done a bad job, to be fair to him. Needs a bit more practice though, eh? Was it 20 years? 20 years since you last did a bit? Yeah. Not bad. So this is the drive end. So obviously, as you well know, if you've not seen these before, this is the drive end that we do slightly different to the other end, the other end. We did actually do a full builder doing the track guards on our channel. If you do want to watch that, there's a link in the description to that. I'm sure the Director will sort that bit. So we're going to get wrapped up now, head back to the workshop and reload for tomorrow's jobs.
Alright, so Joe's just about to land from Stellar Scaffolding. He's drove all the way up from down south to pick these 12 tread plates up with a couple of towers that he's got going up down there. So I'll let him explain on camera what they are actually for. I've just booked the ferry for going to Ireland on the 14th of next month, which is the 14th of April. And I've just realised it's Good Friday, that Friday Easter weekend, isn't it? So I've dropped a bit of a bollock there, really. But it's booked now. We're going to drive up to Stranraer. We're going to get a hotel. And then we're going to get the Sea Cat in the morning, get across there, and then drive over to Fox Contracts. So I'm looking forward to that, but might have picked a bit of a bad week, I'm not sure there. And let us know in the comments if we're going to get any issues on the ferry going over with the van and all the gear in the van. I'm not so sure about gas bottles and things like that. It didn't ask any questions when booking the ferry, but I better just check and confirm that you're all right to take gas bottles within the back of the van. If not, we'll take the gas bottles out and put them on site anyway at his premises for us to use his gear. We didn't really need to take much gear with us because he has got a workshop there for us to use with all the gear in it. He's even got a plasma table. So yeah, we're looking forward to that one. Just me and Callum going, and yeah, let's get Joe loaded up because he should be here any minute. I'll let him have a chat on cam and tell you exactly what these tread plates are for. All right, so Joe's just turned up from Stellar Scaffolding.
Come to see Big Baz.
The main
Save
man.
the day.
How you doing, pal?
Yeah, good mate.
And
You?
that's Kieran. How you doing, pal?
Got Kieran, my main foreman.
All right, he's your main foreman,
Yeah, main man, yeah. So well, with Sean, I suppose. Sean, Kieran, yeah.
Sean and Kieran.
Yeah.
He looks massive on the channel, but he's only short. So for you guys that don't know, if you haven't watched Stellar Scaffolding, Joe has got a channel on YouTube.
Yeah.
Stellar Scaffolding, jump over and have a look at his channel now because it's top notch, I'm telling you now. So he has actually just came over to pick these tread plates up. What are they actually for, these, Joe?
So basically, we've got a job in, well, central London. It's a secret location. We can't really reveal where it is but we've got these metal treads on a splayed scaffold, and basically what we've had to do is sit everything flush. So we didn't really know the best way to get these corners done, but obviously Baz, knowing Baz and what he does, you kind of saved the day, mate, to be honest. And yeah, these corners are basically going to sit nice and flush, and then Kieran and the boys are going to fix them with tube onto our ledgers, and these are going to go in tomorrow. So yeah, mate, very, very happy. And even like the grip on here as well for us is perfect. So it's basically for like an art exhibition, and there's going to be loads of pedestrians that are going to be going on this as well. So it needs to be safe, and obviously the grip on here is absolutely perfect. Yeah, so getting sprayed black. We've got some boys that are doing that at the minute. To be honest, they're very moany, and they're hard work. But if they see this, then boys, that's what I think of you. But they're going to get this all sprayed up, and yeah, look, already it looks the nuts. It can't go out on our channel yet, but I reckon about 3 months' time, once the show's done, we can put it out, and there'll be the whole build of how we did it as well. And obviously these and Big Baz will be a big feature. So yeah, Baz has saved the day, and we're very, very happy.
Look at him, he looks like a male model, doesn't he? Look at him. Yeah. So how long did it take to get up here?
4 hours, 4 hours. A few protein stops off, a few shakes on the way up. Good chat. And we actually filmed as well, something that's going to come to our channel soon, Kieran's story. So Kieran's got a bit of a history, basically been in scaffolding for years, but had issues with like drugs and alcohol. He's basically sorted his life out now. He's now doing very well with us, earning way too much money. But yeah, we've done his story on the way up here. That's going to come to the channel soon as well.
That'll be a good story to watch.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that, John. I want to watch it now.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
They are always good stories to watch, especially a good comeback story.
Yeah, 100%. And he was down in the dumps, lost his dad, and yeah, was basically ground zero, rebuilt himself, doing very well now, and yeah, like good to see. Nice to be a part of as well, you know. So
good lad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, we'll get these loaded up.
Yeah.
And then Joe can get on his way.
Yeah. Top man.
Right, so that's these boys all loaded up now. 4 hour drive back.
Yeah.
Take your time.
Yeah.
Take your time.
Nice and carefully.
Yeah, they should be all right though.
Yeah, I think so, mate. Yeah. On. Kieran did say so. Kieran's a good forky, and he actually said how good you are as a forklift driver as well. So that needs to get mentioned.
I've been driving a forklift since I was about 8 years old. Anyway, always a pleasure, my man.
Yeah, no, top man. You're the man, Baz. I appreciate it, mate.
No problem at all. So, guys, we've come to the end of a chapter here now. So, if you like what you see, drop us a like. Cheers, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.